ठीक है, so like I'll start. If students want to join, they can like join during the class also. So yeah, so आज का what I had thought was I would go back to the last class which was held last week, जिसमें हमने vocabulary discuss किया था. So I'll just try to complete vocabulary first, and then we can go ahead with discussing the second mock ka English section that we'll discuss today also. So first I'll like try to complete the vocabulary part just a little bit more. I'll just present my screen. Okay. So yeah, so like I'll just discuss a few more vocabulary questions. उसके बाद मैं what I thought was I would teach you guys etymology, which is basically how words are derived in the English language, and etymology is a very great way of understanding vocabulary actually. So yeah, before I go to etymology, just like 10 more questions from vocabulary that I want you guys to like try out real quick. This is और ये उसी worksheet मतलब worksheets है that I had sent across last week. So yeah, so यहाँ पे 10 questions हैं. I like it shouldn't really take a lot of time. I like give you guys 2 minutes basically. So अभी 4:09 बजे हैं, so like by 4:11 or 4:12 you guys can like try these questions and we'll just quickly discuss them. You can see the questions on my screen also if you don't have the worksheet with you right now. Yeah, so this shouldn't really take a lot of time. So pehla wala, the first question is, my teacher said she wanted to dash me about my report. So here there are two options basically. One is advise, the other is advise. दोनों के pronunciations are absolutely same. In many ways connotations भी same है. There is a difference of spelling, and this difference in spelling is actually very important in determining कि यहाँ पे हम कौन सा advice डालने वाला है. So so yeah, so one of them is obviously a noun, the other is a verb, and like, so what should be the correct options in this particular case? Advise with an S. Yes, correct. Advise with an S is the correct. So advise with an S is how you basically write this. Okay. So we decided to dash a portion of our income to charity. A lot and a lot, which are two completely different words. Obviously, they just sound the same. So absolutely, yeah, a lot, right? These are very simple questions. We volunteered to dash the class about their preference of prom theme. Okay, yeah, this is an interesting question. So we volunteered to canvas the class about their preference of prom theme, or we volunteered to canvas the class. So यहाँ पे there are two different kinds of canvas. Both have completely different meanings also. Uh, Kabir is saying canvas with two S's. Anyone else with any guesses? These are like two it's not like a noun or verb wala thing. तो पूरा अलग चीज है. Both things are completely different. Yeah, canvas with two S's is correct. Canvas with a single S, we already understand basically is you know, a piece of paper on which you do painting, or basically, you know, tents or a material kind of thing is canvas. Canvas with two S's is the synonym of campaigning basically. So when you are participating in political campaigns, when you are campaigning for any particular leader, you can also say that I am canvassing for that leader. So we volunteer to canvass the class about their preference of prom theme. So canvas can alternately also be said कि हम इस चीज का initiative ले रहे हैं, that we are taking the initiative to ask the class about their preference of prom theme. Prom जो होता है American schools में, they have this customary kind of thing, farewell की तरह, where they do prom nights. So here are a bunch of students who have taken the initiative to organize the entire prom wala idea, right? Fourth question is, we didn't want to eat spaghetti dash we were late. Besides. So we didn't want to eat spaghetti beside we were late, or should it be like besides we were late? Yes, besides. Beside is it's more correctly to be used as an indicator of position. Beside का मतलब होगा कि literally physically on my side. Besides, it's the correct usage here. My brother is always trying to dash an argument between them. Inside and inside. These are two completely different kinds of uh, usage here. Like बहुत ही अलग अलग चीजें हैं. Inside. Yeah, right. Insight is the correct answer. Insight का मतलब हो, this insight means perception, whereas this insight would mean provocation. Two completely different things. In this dash, I have decided to have a salad. In this instance, it's also a fairly simple one. Yeah, instance is the correct answer. Instance here would mean a collection of several instances connected together. Here the correct usage is instance, obviously. The case set a new dash in financial law. Precedence or precedent? This is an interesting question. The case set a new precedent in financial law or precedence in financial law? Precedence. Any more guesses? Both have the exact same meaning. That is the whole idea कि इस sentence में correct usage कौन से kind of precedence या precedent कौन से kind of precede का होना चाहिए. Because we already understand the meaning of what this is basically trying to convey. Anurag has said precedence. Again, matlab law में this is a very common usage. Because law may we refer to cases to establish our arguments, and we refer to these cases by that name also. The correct answer is precedence. Anurag is right. Precedence is the correct answer. Although I understand that यहाँ पे confusion हो सकता है, that it might also seem कि precedence also sounds like a correct answer. The case set a new precedent in financial law, but how usage goes is we usually go by precedence, because precedence is more appropriately a noun for this particular usage. Tim indicated that if he didn't show up, we should dash without him. That is, precede without him or proceed without him. Two completely different words which give the sentence two completely different meanings. Proceed, absolutely, yeah. Proceed is the correct answer. Precede is something which, after which something follows. So precede का antonym होता है succeed, right? Or proceed. So here the correct answer is proceed. Tom has become dash the rising star on the chess circuit. Quit the rising star, quite the rising star on the chess circuit. Yeah, quite. Quit ka to, it doesn't even make sense in this sentence. Yeah. What we need is someone to lead us through the application process, or what we need is someone to lead us through the application process. Yeah, this is less of a vocabulary question than more of a grammar question. Yeah, so these are all correct. So, yes, like vocabulary questions, we have quite a lot that we will be discussing in eventual classes. But right now, I'll just quickly try to matlab summarize how vocabulary basically works. So, what is the situation right now is कि CLAT में previously we vocabulary के हमको अलग से questions आते थे separately. Like there were completely separate questions जिसमें हमको options दिए जाते थे, and from those options we had to choose. Right now, you guys are both fortunate and unfortunate that that's not the case. Fortunate in a sense because अब आपको direct vocabulary questions नहीं आते हैं, so it's good in the sense कि आप passages, so you have to read the passages basically, and passages में आप contextual reading कर सकते हैं, like you can read that particular word in the context of a sentence and then you can try to guess the meaning. At the same time, it is slightly थोड़ा tricky भी बन जाता है because there can be multiple instances जहाँ पे एक ही word के आपको अलग अलग meanings मतलब guess कर पाएंगे because of how that particular word has been used in the sentence. But overall, I believe it's easier as compared to how the CLAT was before 2020 basically, just maybe we are getting only single word questions, synonyms and antonyms were being asked, and अगर आपको नहीं पता था तो आपको नहीं पता था, you straight out lost that 1 mark. But here there is some scope for uh, guessing and calculations and all that also. So yeah, so like when we talk about building vocabulary, how you expose yourself to new words every day, that is a huge thing that is very important. So you'll have to basically read a lot. Okay, and reading a lot is the most important thing, जो कि I am pretty sure you guys are pretty tired by now सुन के, because everybody I know keeps saying that, but it is actually very important. GK के लिए you anyways have to read. So reading for GK and current affairs actually does the dual work of helping you for vocabulary and then also for general knowledge. Apart from that, there is this one book which I have already recommended, which is Word Power Made Easy, which is like the best-selling book in international history for vocabulary, written by Norman Lewis. If some of you still don't have the book, I have a PDF of the book, जो कि मैं आपको I'll attach and send it to the Google Classroom वाला link right after this class. It's a compulsory book, like for CLAT at least, you definitely have to go through the book. So yeah, so like reading a lot is the most popular and efficient way of building vocabulary. There's this other way of building vocabulary is to understand the roots of the words, and it can actually be very helpful in understanding words जिनको मैंने मतलब probably you've never seen those words before, but you can recognize parts of those words. And because you can recognize parts of those words, you end up guessing the entire meaning of those words. So that's how etymology works, and I'll try to explain this to you in a better way. So etymology is basically the study of the history of words. And by extension, the etymology of a word means its origin and development throughout history. So what is the source or what is the derivation of a particular word? So English, I have always said this, that English is a very multicultural language. Matlab, if you look at other languages like Greek and Latin and Spanish, obviously all languages are interconnected in a way. Even you might see कि हमारे India के कुछ local languages है which sort of have certain roots with Spanish languages, etc., which is very interesting actually. But English is the most multicultural of all these languages. English में there is no single original word. Every word has a root in Greek or Latin or something like that. So etymology is basically the study of the roots of these words. It might seem unnecessary, but it's actually very helpful. So if we look at, so what is etymology basically? So etymology is derived from the Greek word which is eutomologia, and eutomologia का मतलब होता है true sense or sense of truth. So basically to go to the very true origins of a particular thing, the study of something, the study of origins is basically what etymology is all about. So practically, if you want to go ahead with learning about etymology, so one of the things that we can start off with is to try to learn words denoting personality types, which are some of the most primary words in the English language, which are used to denote personality types, right? So there are three particular words that I want to start with: introvert, extrovert, and ambivert, right? So can anyone tell me what is the meaning of ambivert in the chat box? Introvert and extrovert, I feel like some of you might know. What is the meaning of ambivert?
Having mixed feelings about something or someone.
That is ambivalent, Kabir. Is you're very close. Matlab the you see, like, because the word ambi has been used, that's why you thought ke, that's ambivalent ke sath you connected it. But you're very close. So like that's exactly how etymology kind of works. So introvert, extrovert, and ambivert. ठीक है? Introvert is someone who is shy, someone who is not that very social, someone who doesn't like to talk with people, someone who is particularly asocial or antisocial. ठीक है? So if you're someone who doesn't like to go to parties, someone who doesn't like to talk to your cousins, someone who doesn't like to really hang around a lot of people, someone who values their private space a lot, कि हाँ, that I want to stay in this room and just do my work and chill out a little bit, and lockdown hone do, I don't really care because I am best with myself only, I don't need people, ठीक है? So that's what basically being an introvert is. Introvert, okay. Extrovert का मतलब हो गया the exact opposite of introvert, someone who is extremely outgoing, ठीक है? Someone who is extremely social, social skills बहुत बढ़िया हैं, someone who can speak well, someone who can entertain people, hold people's attentions, right? So these are people who are called extroverts. Extroverts find it extremely difficult to stay in a particular place, all by themselves. They are always looking to talk to people, meet new people, travel new places, okay? So, these are the two very broad polar opposite personality types that are there. So many people are introverts and many people are extroverts. But obviously, the world doesn't work like that. Dunya itni simple nahi hai that there are just introverted people and there are extroverted people. There are also ambiverts. And I personally, for instance, identify myself as an ambivert. So an ambivert person is someone who is somewhat in between being an introvert and extrovert. So an ambivert person is someone who showcases characteristics of both. That, sometimes I am shy, sometimes I am asocial. There are other times, however, that I want to go out and party, that I want to hang out with my friends. So I am an ambiverted person. So ऐसे just a second. Yeah. So essay, if you look at it, it like really seems kind of simple only. Yeah, Anurag, you are right. I'm sorry, I just saw this now. But yeah, so the person who is neither too shy nor too talkative, which also means that a person who is both shy and talkative. So a person who has the qualities of both being an introvert and extrovert, someone who is not black and white, that is basically an ambivert person, or someone who has an ambiverted personality. So if you look at these words built on the Latin word verto, तो यहाँ पे जो word होता है, the root word here is verto. Verto means to turn. Then you also have a stem word here. The stem word here is intro. Intro means inwards. So introvert का Latin में अगर आप इसको translate करेंगे, it literally means someone who is turned inwards, someone who spends to someone who मतलब likes to spend time with themselves as much as possible. So that is how you literally understand introvert. Extrovert is someone similarly who extrovert means to turn outwards, right? So someone who is much more comfortable engaging with the outside world, engaging with society more generally. And ambi का मतलब होता है in both directions. Ambi means in both directions, and this is a very interesting word, obviously, because you will come across the word ambi so much. Like, for instance, you just saw here ambivert, but there's also ambivalent, which we were just talking about. Ambivalent is someone who is kind of confused, someone who is unsure about what the correct decision should be. So imagine कि एक case का trial अभी just खत्म हुआ है, and someone comes and asks the judge, what is your decision? But the case has been extremely difficult. The judge found that both sides had extremely valid arguments. So the judge says, "Ki, you know what, give me some more time. As of now, I am ambivalent about the nature of the truth here. I am still unsure. Both sides seem extremely correct." So ambivert is someone who is turned in both directions, someone who is both outgoing and both not outgoing, depending upon what the circumstances are, what his mood is. So ambice, you can also get this word. Yeah, so ambice, you can also get the word ambiguous, right? Again, ambiguous is something which is unclear. Suppose someone has written a poem, you can't understand the meaning of that poem because the poem is extremely abstract. So you would say that this poem, it evokes ambiguous feelings within me. I am ambiguous about the meaning of this poem generally. So that's how you use the word ambi, and it's a very popularly used etymological root that you'll come across. Also, there are these words: ambidextrous. Ambidextrous. Ambidextrous is the ability to use both hands. Again, हमें पता है कि ambi का बार बार use उसी sense में होता है when we are talking about the ability to use two things at the same time. और जहाँ पे duality का concept आ जाता है वहाँ पे हम ambi use करता है. So when we talk about ambidextrous also, यहाँ पे duality का एक concept आ रहा है और फिर यहाँ पे एक दूसरा root word है dexterous. So, if you look at the word dexterous, you wouldn't really know it until now. But dexterous का अर्थ क्या होता है? Dexterous is a Latin word for right hand. ठीक है? It is the Latin word for right hand. तो ambidextrous का मतलब होता है someone who has the ability to use both hands. So when you call someone ambidextrous, you say that that person basically he can write with both hands or he can use both hands at the same time. So it's a kind of a skill set. So that's what ambidextrous basically means. So dexter का अर्थ होता है, dexter is usually denoted for right hand. But also यहाँ पे it's not as simple as just being a physical trait. So there are these two words which will help you better understand what I am talking about. So there are these two words which are also derived from dexter. Dexterous and dexterity. ठीक है. Now historically, if you look at it, there have been these conceptions. ठीक है, that right-handed people are extremely skillful and left-handed people are not skillful. These are obviously today आज हम समझते हैं कि these are problematic ways of thinking. But since ancient times, at least matlab, by the time when English was still a developing language, this was the general understanding that either you're a right-handed person and you're very skillful, or you're a left-handed person who's not that skillful. So dexterity or dexterous का मतलब होता है someone who is skillful, which is meaningfully connected to ambidextrous. A person who can use both hands is considered to be skillful, but also a person who can use the right hand is considered to be skillful. So that is how you understand dexterity. So whenever you use the word dexterous, you say ki, this particular person exhibits great dexterity. Dexterity is directly connected with skillfulness, skill. That's how you use dexterity. Usually right-handed people have been considered to be skillful, fluent, consummate. Again, these are all the words that I've written. These are all synonyms. Matlab, these are all similar in meaning to dexterity: skillful, fluent, consummate, proficient, talented, adept, adroit. These are all synonyms for someone who is gifted or extremely good at a particular skill. Left-handed people, on the contrary, जैसे कि मैंने बोला था, they have always been associated with an understanding of being awkward. They have always been associated with an understanding of not being properly skillful. So exactly the opposite, right? Someone or something that is causing awkwardness, uneasiness, or a sense of discomfort. Latin word for Latin word for left-handed people is sinister. Okay. Now, sinister is a very commonly used word. So I guess कि some of us at least have heard the word sinister in one sense or the another. कभी ना कभी हमने ये word sinister सुना ही होगा. Now you also know ki what sinister means. Sinister means left-handed people. Left-handed people have always been viewed as evil, according to like whatever ancient Latin understandings or whatever. Today we have outgrown these understandings, but the words have stayed. Words का fundamental meaning ये था, but now the words are fundamentally understood in a different way. So anything which is associated with right hand has a positive connotation. Anything which is associated with the left hand has a negative connotation. So sinister का मतलब तो we all sinister means evil. So we say कि I just met a sinister looking man at the market today. What this basically means कि the man looks evil. The man looks, as if he's a criminal. So that's what we basically mean by sinister. बट लेफ्ट हैंडेड का एक लैटिन वर्ड हुआ सिनिस्टर. लेफ्ट हैंडेड का एक फ्रेंच वर्ड भी है विच इज गॉश, विच इज प्रोनाउंस्ड एज गॉश. सो यू कैन सी कि अक्रॉस यूरोपियन कल्चर, अक्रॉस डजंट मैटर स्पेनिश कल्चर से लेके लैटिन कल्चर से लेके फ्रेंच कल्चर तक, एवरीवेयर लेफ्ट हैंडेड का हमेशा एक नेगेटिव कॉनोटेशन रहा है. इट हैज ऑलवेज कैरीड अ कॉनोटेशन विच इज बैड, राइट? तो इवन इफ यू गो टू फ्रांस, फ्रांस में लेफ्ट हैंडेड इज कॉल्ड गॉश. सो गॉश का मतलब क्या होता है? गॉश का एग्जैक्ट ऑपोजिट मीनिंग होता है टू डेक्सटेरिटी. वी नो कि डेक्सटेरिटी विच इज एसोसिएटेड विद द राइट हैंड मींस एक्सट्रीम स्किलफुलनेस. तो गॉश विच इज एसोसिएटेड विद द लेफ्ट हैंड मींस एक्सट्रीम अनस्किलफुलनेस. तो स्किलफुलनेस का जो एग्जैक्ट ऑपोजिट हो सकता है, द मोस्ट ऑपोजिट पॉसिबल अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ स्किलफुलनेस, वो है गॉश. तो गॉश मींस क्लमजीनेस और ऑकवर्डनेस. सो एंड गॉश का एक बहुत ही स्पेसिफिक पर्टिकुलर यूजेज भी होता है. इट्स ऑलवेज यूज्ड इन द सेंस ऑफ सोशल क्लमजीनेस. तो व्हेन समवन इज वेरी सोशली ऑकवर्ड, व्हेन समवन डजंट नो how to speak to people properly. For instance, when guests are there and you don't exactly know the exact thing to say at that exact moment. You're not a dexterous person. What you end up becoming is a gauche person, and because you are showcasing social clumsiness. So some usages of gauche are a gauche offer of sympathy. So a gauche offer of sympathy is, for instance, if someone we love has undergone tragedy, right, and we go and meet them, and we usually offer them, and we usually offer them some sympathy, right? We say कि मतलब we understand what you're going through. If you need any help, reach out to us. A gauche offer of sympathy is something which is very awkward. Like there are always ways of talking. There are always particular right, socially acceptable ways of communicating with people. When you're breaking those socially acceptable norms, what you end up becoming is a gauche. So a gauche offer of sympathy. Similarly, there's this complicated sentence that is a great way of understanding. Samantha has always been extroverted and really knows her way around people. Her brother Simon, on the other hand, has always been quite awkward to be around. Just yesterday at a party, he passed a gauche remark in the middle of a serious conversation. Everyone went silent for a while because no one was sure as to what to say next. So Simon is an awkward individual to begin with. उतना तो हमें पता है. What happens is उस party में एक serious conversation हो रहा है, and in the middle of that serious conversation, Simon says something which is completely out of track, something he shouldn't have said, something which was so awkward that nobody even knew how to respond in a rational way. So a point in the conversation जिसके बाद something very a sense of awkwardness settles in. That is what is called gauche. Gauche का एक gauche से related एक दूसरा word है which is gaucherie. Gaucherie is basically when you're speaking to someone, so it's a kind of speech which is awkward. So basically an awkward kind of speech or behavior, mostly similar to gauche only. Just sentence में जब आप use करेंगे, you'll understand the nuances of the differences. So gaucherie, an awkward kind of speech or behavior, someone who is engaging in gaucherie a lot. So यहाँ पे हम बोलेंगे कि Simon engaged in gaucherie at that particular party, awkward speech and behavior. Now, obviously, this does not mean that Simon is a left-handed individual. It simply means that Simon is socially clumsy because वो connotations चला गया. Like To begin with, we thought that it was only associated with left-handed or right-handed individuals. But today, if you look at it, we don't really think about left-handed people and right-handed people. We simply look at it in terms of people who are skilled and people who are awkward or uncomfortable to be with. Similarly, we understood that the Latin word for right-handedness is dexter. Similarly, the Latin word for the French word for right-handed persons is droit. Again, droid से you will find numerous words in the English language जिसमें droid का usage किया गया है. And again we understand कि right hand है मतलब cross cultural connotation क्या रहा है. Even if you go to France or Spain or whatever, right-handed persons have always been associated with skills, right? Skillfulness. तो droid का भी मतलब wherever you find the root droid, you have to understand कि the word is talking about skillfulness. From droid, we get words such as adroit, adroitness, quality of being quick-witted, skillful in social situations. Thus, adroitness and dexterity are the opposite of being gauche. So, adroitness and dexterity are basically synonyms, and gauche is the antonym, right? That is the best way to understand how these words are basically working. So we understood that dexter, sinister, ambi, droid, these are some of the words, some of the roots of the word, some etymological roots that we understood. So I will just quickly discuss some few other etymological roots which are extremely commonly used. So these are some etymological roots which are very commonly used, and just a second. Yeah. And if you go through the English language, you will find so many words. Like every single day जो आप पढ़ रहे हैं, you will definitely find a word which has at least one of these roots. So these are some of the most common roots in the English language. Misane. Misane means hate. Example of misane is मतलब कहाँ पे misane has been used is misogynist. A misogynist is a person who hates women. So you will see कि wherever the word starts with the word mis or misane, misane always has a negative connotation. So misane means hate. Anthropos means mankind. Again, मैं बस ये quickly discuss कर रहा हूँ. After this, we will actually go through all these words and we will actually try to understand how all their roots work. So anthropos is connected to mankind. So for example, the word is anthropology. So many of you might know कि यूनिवर्सिटी में एक सब्जेक्ट है एंथ्रोपोलॉजी. इट्स अ साइंस एंड ह्यूमैनिटीज का इंटरकनेक्शन वाला सब्जेक्ट. एंथ्रोपोलॉजी इज द स्टडी ऑफ ह्यूमंस. इट इज द स्टडी ऑफ ह्यूमन हिस्ट्री. तो एंथ्रोपोलॉजिस्ट्स दे स्टडी अबाउट प्रिमिटिव ट्राइब्स. वो ट्राइब्स के बारे में पढ़ते हैं. दे स्टडी अबाउट हाउ ह्यूमैनिटी इवॉल्व्ड फ्रॉम मतलब वी वर ऑल मंकीज राइट टू बिगिन विद. तो हम बंदर से लेके इंसान कैसे बने, द एंटायर स्टडी ऑफ एंथ्रोपोलॉजी, the entire study of the evolution of the human condition. तो उसको हम anthropology बोलते हैं. So anthropos basically means mankind. Then there is gyne. Gyne refers to, gyne is the word, is the Latin root which is most commonly used to refer to women, as opposed to andros, which is most commonly used to refer to men. Now gyne हमने यहाँ पे देखा है. So if you look at misogynist, misogynist is nothing but basically the mixture of misane and gyne. If you actually look at this, misane means hate and gyne means women. So misogynist word हम किस sense में use करते हैं? We talk about people who are sexist, people who are very patriarchal. So for instance, like when we are talking about someone who is very discriminatory towards women, right? जो बहुत ही discriminatory होते हैं, they are usually called sexist, patriarchal and misogynists. So that is the root of the word misogynist. Misogynist means someone who is discriminatory towards women, someone who hates women. Similarly, andros word होता है. So andros से we can get misandrist. So यहाँ पे misane plus andros and we can get someone who hates men. तो मिसोजिनिस्ट का ऑपोजिट नहीं, बट मिसोजिनिस्ट का करस्पॉन्डिंग वर्ड है मिसैंड्रिस्ट. Someone who hates women is called a misogynist. Someone who hates men is called a misandrist. The other very popular route is gamos. Gamos is used to refer to marriage. Again, मतलब अभी if you look at this, it might all seem a bit confusing and बहुत ज़्यादा information लग रहा होगा, but it's really not. With usage of words, you will slowly be able to identify these roots very quickly. So bigamy, by का मतलब by now we already know by means two. ठीक है, anything which is related to the number two. Bicycle means a cycle which has two wheels. Binoculars, binoculars are those things that you use like telescopes which has two lens. So binoculars. So bigamy is marrying twice. ठीक है, gamos means marriage, so bigamy basically means someone who has married while their previous wife or husband is still alive. At least that is the legal meaning of bigamy. Right. This is what bigamy means. So gamos means you can find a lot of other words that we'll discuss. Philos का होता है love. Logos का होता है the study. The study of something is called logos. Anthropology देखिए. If you look at anthropology, anthropology is the addition of anthropos plus logos. So what this basically means is that this is the study of humans. Again, this is logos हमने बस इस context में use किया है, but logos आप बहुत सारे contexts में use कर सकते हैं. The study of anything is called logos. Anything is ornithology. Ornithology is the study of birds, for instance, right? या फिर you can go for archaeology, right? Or you can go for, there are the study of anything is basically called, you can go for paleontology. The study of particular subjects is called basically logos, logy. ठीक है, logy में जो words खत्म होते हैं they usually refer to particular subject which is dedicated to the study of another subject. So yeah, वैसे paleontology means the study of dinosaur fossils. डायनासोर के जो स्केलेटन्स वगैरह होते हैं, जो फॉसिल्स होते हैं, the people who study dinosaur fossils are called paleontologists. Ornithology is study of birds. And archaeology, as you might understand, archaeology बहुत wider होता है. Archaeology is the study of ancient basically remnants, structures, मतलब ancient buildings हो सकते हैं, ancient temples, ancient cities. Paleontology is a subset of archaeology. Archaeology is a broader subject. Paleontology is a more specific subject under archaeology. Then mania, ठीक है, mania means madness. Mania के बहुत सारे words हैं. You can find so many great words on mania. In fact, Mock 2 में there was this one particular passage also on a certain kind of mania. So mania में so we'll discuss about the different kinds of manias also. Polis means many. Monos means one, which is different as compared to bi, which means two. And then there is ascetes, which refers to monk or hermit or saint. So these are some of the very popularly used words in the sense. ठीक है, so miss word से हम start करेंगे, misine से. We start with the word misine, which means hate. ठीक है, so we'll go with misanthrope, misogamist, misogynist, misandrist. So all these words begin with mis, and all these words have a negative connotation, every single word. What do I mean by negative connotation? मतलब all these words have a negative presentation. ठीक है, like they are all used to express hatred towards, or even if hatred is a stronger word, dislike towards a particular thing. Misine is used to represent dislike towards a particular thing. Misanthrope. So we already know कि misine means hatred. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of misanthrope? Anthropos is mankind. What can misanthrope possibly mean? Can anyone guess? It's a very popular and very important word also. Anurag has said against humankind. That is true, mostly, kind of, but not exactly. Dislike of human beings. So, someone who is extremely negative. There are people among us who are misanthropes. For instance, uh, बहुत सारे मेरे ऐसे दोस्त हैं who say कि इंसानों ने अर्थ को बर्बाद कर दिया है. Like we have exploited all the natural resources. Because of us, forests are dying. Because of us, animals are dying. The earth is basically dying. Look at global warming. Look at climate change. Look at how horrible human beings are, right? Someone who hates human beings because of the nature of human beings. So you would call someone like that misanthrope. Hatred plus humanity is misanthrope. Similarly, you have misogamist. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of misogamist? Can anyone guess? Addition करके मतलब you go with the word misine and you go with the word gamos. Hating everybody for being, yeah, that's right. Can anyone tell me what misogamist means? Hating marriage, absolutely. Hating marriage is misogamist. It's not just about hating marriage; it's about also like disliking marriage. There are a lot of us who will say कि I am never going to marry. मैं कभी शादी नहीं करने वाला हूँ because I have my own goals, I have my own ambitions, and I can't really deal with the stress of having a spouse with me. So you are a misogamist when you are someone who dislikes marriage and someone who is actively against marriage. Like you go around and tell your friends ki why are you guys marrying? What is the point of marrying? Don't marry, okay? So that in that sense you become a misogamist. You are pitted against marriage. Misogynist we already discussed. Misogynist का मतलब होता है against women basically, dislike of women. But आजकल more generally it is also a very politically used term. आजकल more generally we talk about this in the sense of being sexist, being discriminatory towards women, patriarchal. So if there are professors in your college, like आप university जाते हैं, you will see that there's this one professor who is जानबूझ के लड़कियों को कम मार्क दे रहा है because he has these own preconditions in his mind that लड़कियों को पढ़ना नहीं चाहिए, they shouldn't be educated, right? That person is a misogynist, ठीक है? So that's how you use to denote misogynists. Misandrists, obviously, as we have already discussed, someone who is discriminatory towards men. Now, there is difference between being a misogynist and being a misandrist. For one, very few people are misandrists, but a lot of people are misogynists. And misogynism का बहुत important historical connotations रहा है because all throughout history people have been misogynistic. That is the reason why all throughout the world women are discriminated. हमारे देश में, for instance, India में female infanticide, feticide, all of that happens because there is a general cultural misogyny, because there is a general dislike towards women, which is not really there for men. So misogynist is a much more popularly used word also. Anthropos, say we get these two very important words, anthropology and philanthropist. Anthropology, I had already told you, is the study of human beings, right? At the same time, there is this other word, philanthropist. So if you go to philos, okay, philos means love. Philos means to love, basically. So on one side we have misan, which means to hate, and on the other side we have philos, which means to love, really. So obviously, if you go by that standard, it's obvious that you get love plus human beings, right? So someone who loves human beings a lot, someone who loves human beings, very literally speaking, someone who loves human beings is a philanthropist. So misanthrope का opposite होता है philanthropist. Now you don't call anyone a misanthropist, you call them a misanthrope, whereas you only have to call someone a philanthropist. These are absurd English language laws जिसका कोई explanation नहीं है. But someone who hates humanity is a misanthrope, but someone who loves humanity is a philanthropist, not a philanthrope. So, what does it mean to love human beings? someone who donates, ठीक है? So for instance, Bill Gates, you might know, the richest man in the world for the longest period of time. So Bill Gates, while he was a billionaire, he donated all his money for a lot of things, right? He started anti-disease campaigns in African nations. Africa के कुछ देशों में उसने hospitals create किया. मतलब he donated money for the building of hospitals, for the building of charitable institutions, लोगों के लिए काम करना, because he has a lot of money, because he's Bill Gates, right? So people will say that Bill Gates is a philanthropist. A philanthropist is someone who likes to give away money. That is how you use the word in modern day. Azim Premji, the founder of Wipro in India today. Azim Premji donates billions of dollars every year for the betterment of the underprivileged sections of society. Slums को build करने के लिए, गरीब लोगों की सहायता करने के लिए, he donates a lot of money. So Azim Premji becomes a philanthropist, right? Then there is gynecologist. Gynecologist, you go to these two words, which are, firstly we have gyn, which is woman, which refers to women, and logos, which refers to the study of. So if you combine gyn plus logos, you will say that gynecology is the study of women, right? So a doctor who specializes in treating female disorders, a doctor who specializes in treating female disorders particularly, is called a gynecologist. That is how you literally understand gynecologist का मतलब क्या होता है. Similarly, there are other words like cardiologist. Cardios is a word which is used to refer to the heart. So cardiologist is someone who specializes in heart conditions. Heart surgery होना है आपको, you have got a heart attack, ठीक है, you go to a cardiologist. Similarly, there is neurologists, the study of the brain. हमारे brain में, if you have, like those of you who have studied science, हमारे brain में neurons होते हैं, right, which send electrical signals because of which we are able to think. So neurologist is someone who specializes in the study of brains. Similarly, gamos se we will quickly understand the marriage related words. There are broadly यहाँ पे these three words are there: monogamy, bigamy, polygamy. Monogamy, again we understand कि mono means one, ठीक है, and bi means two. Mono means one, bi means two, and poly means basically more than two. Anything which is more than two is poly. So what is monogamy? Can anyone tell me in the chat box what is monogamy? It is an extremely commonly used word. Wait, Anurag, does philanthropist mean a person who is generous? Yes, that is how you will use it. That is the sense in which you will use it also. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of monogamy? I told you कि bigamy का मतलब होता है someone who, the person with one marriage, हाँ, which basically means anyone, one marriage. Yeah. So if you go across cultures, India में also, Hindus for instance, Hindus and Christians also, you go across cultures, monogamy is the religious rule. Across different religions, what we usually prefer is that there is only one husband and one wife, that they are committed to each other for life. Morally also, if you think about it, it sounds kind of correct that there is only one man and there is only one wife, right? So that is what monogamy is, which is the basic rule across. So any kind of a marriage is a monogamous marriage. Whereas a bigamy is something that is a lot more prevalent in our fellow Muslim communities, in India also. So bigamy is marrying more than one person while the former spouse is still alive. See, like if the former spouse has died and if you're marrying another person, that is different because you have become a widower. In that case, it's a remarriage. But in this case, it becomes a bigamous marriage. So if you go through the Indian Penal Code, IPC अगर आप देखेंगे तो bigamy has been outlawed, bigamy has been criminalized. अगर आप एक हिंदू हैं and if you're trying to marry to a second wife while your first wife is still alive, then you can be legally charged. आपको imprisonment हो जाएगा. Whereas that is not the same for Muslims, because in the Islamic community bigamy के religious connotations होता है, which is why the law does not interfere in religion that much. And polygamy is sorry, this is marrying two persons. Polygamy is marrying more than one person. You can have as many spouses as you want, like as the religion permits you. There can be three spouses, four spouses, five spouses, whatever. So basically, actually, if you look at polygamy, polygamy is of two types. Okay. Polygamy, we already understand, is two more than one kind of marriage. Poly plus gamos. Okay. A polygamy is of two types. There is polygyny and polyandry. Okay. Polygyny का होता है roots poly plus gyne, yeah. And polyandry, poly plus andros. ठीक है. So can anyone guess? This is a slightly tougher guess, but it is a type. These are basically two types of polygamies which are there. What is the meaning of polygyny? Can anyone guess? Where one woman marries to more than one person is polygyny. And what about polyandry? Anurag? The opposite, like, okay, so this is how you understand. It's very simple. Okay? Poly means many, gyne means woman. Polygyne, okay? Many women. So polygyny is a marital situation, a marital setup where there is one man. The man is one, okay? But the women are more than two. One man, three women. One man has married four women. One man has five wives. So he is living in a polygynous marriage. And what is a polygynous marriage? A polygynous marriage is a kind of polygamous marriage, right? Similarly, there is polyandry. Polyandry is just the opposite of polygyny. Polyandry is where there is one woman and more than two men. A single woman has more than two husbands. Now, what we see in Muslim communities is that one man has multiple wives. So there we see polygyny. Whereas polyandry is a lot more unique. Polyandry we don't get to see that much. बहुत ही कम cultures में ऐसा होता है that there is only one woman and more than two men. Because again, our cultures are patriarchal and misogynistic. That is the reason why there are very few cultures in which one woman has more than two men. And the last word that we get from ascetes is ascetic. Ascetic is a simplistic way of living comparable to that of a monk living in austerity. So saints, monks, the way they live, okay, the way the Buddha lived, they live very simplistic lives. They मतलब उनके life में कुछ नहीं होता है. They don't seek entertainment. They don't seek joy. They don't seek anything. Okay, they live in austerity. Austerity का मतलब होता है they live on the bare minimum. हम बोलते हैं राइट कि साधु जो होते हैं बहुत कम खाते हैं. They don't really seek a lot. They don't really do a lot. So someone who lives on the bare minimum of resources. They don't need a house. They don't need anything. वो एक पेड़ के नीचे बैठ जाएंगे मेडिटेशन करने के लिए. So an ascetic is someone who lives on bare minimum. Now, when you can, how you use the word ascetic is you use it to refer to someone as a characteristic trait, because we are studying personality traits here. So you will say that this particular John has been showcasing ascetic behavior for the past few days. We are not literally saying that John has started living as a monk, but he is slow, like he's not living as himself. Just like he's not eating anymore, he's not going out with his friends anymore. He's living a very simplistic kind of life. He's spending more time with nature, eating very little. So John is showcasing very ascetic personality characteristics, right? So yeah, this is the broader discussion. Our class timing is also over, but I will just quickly wrap up with a final exercise kind of thing. Just a second. Yeah, we just do this. I think this will be really helpful. So, ये exercise I have actually screenshotted from the Word Power Made Easy book, which which I will basically share with you guys right after this class. Can ambidextrous people use either the left or right hand equally well? Yes or no? Like this is just to recap your understanding of yes. Yeah, exactly. Correct. Yes. Should a surgeon be manually dexterous? Try to understand the sentence. Should a surgeon is someone who does operations, someone who does surgery. Should a surgeon be manually dexterous? Manual is something which is related to the hand. When we say you do this manually, we ask you to do it physically through your hands. So should a surgeon be manually dexterous? No. Should a surgeon be manually dexterous? What should be the answer? He has to be manually dexterous. See, when you're a surgeon, a person is lying in front of you on the stretcher or whatever, and you are doing surgery, right? Surgery में you have you ever seen a surgery video जिसमें the doctor is like holding just one thing and his other hand is empty? You will always see that the doctor has something in both hands. एक हाथ में maybe he has a a knife kind of thing, in another hand he's doing an incision, right? A surgeon has to be manually dexterous. He has to know how to use both his hands properly. Dexterous doesn't only mean being able to, write with both hands. Dexterous means being able to use both your hands very skillfully. So yes, a surgeon has to be manually dexterous. Is a sinister looking person frightening? Yeah, absolutely. He is a frightening person. That is the whole idea behind calling him a sinister looking person. Is gaucherie a social asset? Again, we go back to what our understanding of gauche is. Okay, gauche and dexterity. We had that whole discussion. Is gaucherie a social asset? Asset एक होता है, एक liability होता है. Liability is something that we don't want. Asset is something that we do want. Asset is a positive word. So is gaucherie an asset? No, exactly, Anurag. Gaucherie is not an asset. You don't want to be a gauche person. You want to be a dexterous person. You don't want to be a gauche person. It's not a social asset. Social asset to bilkul bhi nahi hai. Is an adroit speaker likely to be a successful lawyer? Yes or no? Again, adroit. What does adroit mean? And what kind of a skill set should a lawyer have? Should a lawyer be an adroit person? Should a lawyer be an adroit person? Is that something which is a positive trait for us to be a lawyer? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. सोचने की कोई बात नहीं है. See, droid, adroit, droid, जिस भी sentence में droid, जिस भी word में droid word use किया गया, understand droid क्या होता है? Droid is the French root of the word skillfulness, right-handedness, skillfulness, droid. So adroit is a very good skill. Adroit is someone who is very skillful, someone who can speak well. Okay, so is an adroit speaker likely to be a successful lawyer? Yes. Is a student of anthropology interested in primitive tribes? Fairly, matlab, very simple question. Yes, exactly. Does a gynecologist have more male than female patients? Question number 7. Does a gynecologist have more male or more female patients? No. Very good. A gynecologist only has female patients. A gynecologist doesn't have male patients at all. So the answer is no. Is monogamy the custom in Western countries? America, Europe. Is monogamy the custom in these countries, or is bigamy the custom in these countries? Generally think about it, like, yeah, exactly. Bigamy is very it's very unique. It's not something you see a lot. It's only very limited to very few religions and very few communities. America and all, mein bigamy is straight out outlawed. America mein, even if you're a Muslim, you can't have more than one wife. So yes, monogamy is the custom in Western countries. Is a misogamist likely to show tendencies toward polygamy? This is a very interesting and important question. Is a misogamist likely to show tendencies towards polygamy? I wanted to understand what misogamy is. I wanted to understand what polygamy is. Are these, क्या ये दो harmonious words हैं, or are these oppositional words? Is a misogamist supposed to be a, yeah. So इसका जो आंसर होगा, I'll just try to wrap this quickly. Is a misogamist likely to show tendencies towards polygamy? Who is a misogamist? Think about that first. A misogamist is someone who hates marriage. Misine plus gamos, ठीक है? Likely to show tendencies toward polygamy. So poly is poly plus gamos. So someone who wants to marry more than one individuals. A misogamist doesn't even want to marry one individual, like more than two individuals. So a misogamist likely to show tendencies towards polygamy? No. Is a bigamist breaking the law? Depends. It depends upon the country basically. So this is not a proper question. Just a second. Hello. Hello. हाँ मैं टिक के रहता हूँ, 2 मिनट रखने को काम रहता है. Sorry about that. Okay. So is a bigamist breaking the law? Yes, in most Western countries he is breaking the law. Is a philanthropist generally altruistic? Question number 11. Again, you have to understand what the word altruistic means. Yeah. Absolutely correct. A philanthropist is generally altruistic. Altruistic is someone who wants to give away, जो कि अपनी चीजें दे देना चाहता है. Philanthropist is someone who wants to do charity, right? So yes. Does a misanthropist enjoy human relationships? We already understand, no, he doesn't. He doesn't enjoy human relationships. That's why he's a misanthropist. Does a misogynist enjoy female companionship? Similarly, no, right? Because misan plus gyne is hatred plus women. Are unmarried people necessarily misogamous? This is an interesting question. Are unmarried people necessarily misogamous? What do you think? What you have to ask is, for instance, you look at any person who is unmarried. Okay. Can you call him a misogamist just because he's unmarried? No. A misogamist is someone who actively hates marriages, right? Someone who consciously hates marriages. Now, there can be multiple, maybe, this particular business, this particular person is too busy to actually marry. For instance, Odisha ka Chief Minister, Naveen Patnaik, he's too busy to actually have a wife. Doesn't mean that he's a misogamist. Misogamist is different from being unmarried. That is the basic understanding that you need to have. So no, are unmarried people necessarily misogamous? No. Are bachelors necessarily misogynous? Again, the similar kind of a question. Are bachelors necessarily misogynous? No. Just because you're a bachelor, just because you haven't married yet, doesn't mean that you are discriminatory towards women or you hate women, that you're never going to, marry, right? Is asceticism compatible with luxurious living and the pursuit of pleasure? What is asceticism, right? No. Is asceticism compatible with luxurious living and the pursuit of pleasure? No. That is the opposite of what an ascetic person says. Does a polyandrist have more than one husband? This is the last question here. Does a polyandrist have more than one husband? Yes, absolutely correct. So mock 2 ka discussions will happen in the next class. Whoever will take your Monday's class, there we will discuss the mock 2 answers. I will send across basically the word power made easy wala document. This is my number. If you guys have any doubts, please contact me on this particular number. That's all I believe. If there are no other doubts,